The Pittsburgh Steelers are fully healthy for the first time this season on the defensive side of the ball. So, going into the season, the Pittsburgh Steelers had the highest paid defense in the NFL. But week after week, the defense took a hit with some injuries and players were out. But now, going into this week's game in week 6, the Pittsburgh Steelers will have everybody projected to be a starter at the beginning of the year, healthy for them, and ready to go. The only person who was in doubt this week was Jalen Ramsey, but he has been cleared for this game, will be playing, meaning that highest paid defense now has all their playmakers back and out there and will be ready to perform and show what they're all about. But first, before I get more into this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers went out and got veterans, signed players in free agency, went out and drafted players this offseason to be a top-tier defense. They've also paid TJ Watt, the highest paid defensive player in the NFL, at the time that they paid him. But now they fully get all those guys that they brought in on the field at the exact same time. So going into the year, before week one, Derek Harmon suffers an injury. And then we have Deshaun Elliott who gets injured week 1. We have Alex Highsmith get injured. We have other players go down with injuries, like Joey Porter Jr., Jalen Ramsey. But now, this week, they're all back. So all that talk about this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, they can't stop anyone. The run defense isn't good. The pass defense isn't good. Yes, that was valid talk. And there's excuses made because of that. Because we didn't have healthy players. But now there'll be no excuses. Because we have everyone back. And now they need to step up and play and show what they're all about. Going into the year, we have the highest paid defense every single year. And there's always talk about how can the highest paid defense never stop players? Well, they're back. The highest paid defensive team in the NFL has their players back. So let's see if that helps the team. There was all this talk about bad defense, but the Steelers were able to stick it up and still play games and win games because of their defense this season. Yes, it has not been pretty. It's actually been ugly because they couldn't stop anyone in the run game or the pass game. There would be busted coverages everywhere. Players are running for over 100 yards nonstop. But when it mattered most, the Pittsburgh Steelers would cause turnovers, getting 5+ turnovers in games and making a stand, bending but not breaking. So they did that with injured players, and they found a way how to go 3-1 when they had so many injuries. And now when they don't have any injuries on defense, we expect it to be even better and show why they're supposed to be atop of the AFC North and why they're supposed to be atop of the AFC Conference and make a long playoff push this season and potentially win a Super Bowl. So, just looking at this defense just in general, the Pittsburgh Steelers have invested in this defensive line. For example, they have Derek Harmon in the middle. They have Keanu Benton in the middle. They have Cameron Hayward still there doing it at a high level. They have TJ Watt on the outside, rushing the passer. They have Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith rushing the passer. That's one of the best defensive lines that you could just think of in the entire NFL in terms of stopping the run, but also getting to the passer and getting sacks, getting turnovers, strip sacks, everything like that. So those group being healthy for the first time this season could really help because now we get Alex Highsmith back in rotation with these guys. The other guys have been healthy, but now we get it as a full combination. And we have the cornerbacks available to us as well. For example, Joey Porter Jr., like I said, went down early in the season with injury. And going into the season, when looking at Joey Porter Jr., Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, just looking at those players, that's probably one of the best trio cornerbacks in the NFL in terms of playing press, getting up in your face, and making stops. But also, Darius Slay, one of the best people to get interceptions, and Jalen Ramsey. And we brought those guys in for a reason. So, injuries happened. Darius Slay has been dealing with oblique. Joey has been dealing with a hamstring. Jalen has just been dealing with a hamstring, but now they're fully healthy. They're fully back. At least we would hope that Jalen is fully healthy. But we get to see them all out there versus the Browns this week. But that's not even it, because the Pittsburgh Steelers still have other players who are fully healthy as well. We're not dealing with no injuries to inside linebacker, no injuries to the safeties, so it looks like we're going to see what they're fully capable of doing. All those busted coverages in the secondary that we've been accustomed to over the years, well, now we have these veterans. We have Chuck Clark, a veteran. We have Juan Thornhill, a veteran. We have, like I said, Darius Slay, a veteran. We have Jalen Ramsey, a veteran. So those should not happen. As long as the communication goes intact, everyone is able to know what they're supposed to do, they should be able to play off of each other. Yes, it does take some time to adjust to your new teammates, because most of those guys are playing with each other for the very first time in their career. Most of those guys are on a new team for the first time in their career with the Steelers. So it takes time to adjust. And yes, that's maybe a reason why we've seen those busted coverages. But now it's going into week 6. Now you've been with these guys for a while now. And even though maybe the first time that they're all healthy, the communication should be there. Meaning that they should all be able to talk because they've been in the NFL, they've been done that, and they've been at the highest level for a while now. So they should be used to doing what they're used to doing. And that should not happen. No busted coverages or anything. So the pass defense should be really good. But also in terms of stopping the run, these guys are brought in for a reason. There are some run stuffers on this team. There's some physical players brought in the offseason. And they should be able to come up and stop the run. And there should not be over 200 yards rushing, 150 yards rushing every single game. Yes, once in a while, it may happen because of just great play by opposing team's offensive line and running back. But most of the time, it should not happen. And these players need to step up and prove that. Prove why they were brought in and why the Steelers traded for them, signed for them. Obviously, they thought highly of them and thought they could turn around this defense for a reason. And now they need to prove that. Prove why they're the highest paid defense in the entire NFL. Because year in and year out, like I said, the Steelers are the highest paid defense in the NFL. But year in and year out, they have busted coverages. They can't stop the run. But hopefully this year is different because of those veterans and Super Bowl winners that they've brought in. So this team is going to be quite interesting to see how they deploy different players at different positions. For example, now because we're fully healthy, is Nick Herbig going to be the starter edge rusher, or is Alex Highsmith going to get his job back? How do the Steelers utilize the inside linebacker group? Do they still keep starting Peyton Wilson, or do they play more of Cole Holcomb, which we've seen more of the recent weeks? Or looking at the cornerback spot, Jalen Ramsey at the beginning of the season was playing more nickel cornerback, slot cornerback. Now, because Joey Porter Jr. was not healthy, Jalen had to play more outside and cover the best receivers. Is that still going to happen? Or is Joey Porter Jr. going to go back to his natural spot, the outside? And now Jalen Ramsey gets to move back and play freely and play more nickel again, play more safety again. And is he utilized what they expected to utilize him as? It's going to be interesting to see how the Steelers play this thing out on the defensive side of the ball because now they're fully healthy. And you have to realize, because they weren't fully healthy, they couldn't do the things that they wanted to do on defense. Like I just said, move Jalen Ramsey around. He had to be more stationary because of injuries. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Steelers utilize a fully healthy group on defense. And as a fan perspective, it's just going to be fun seeing all of them out there and not have to worry about injuries. Yes, we still have players like Isaiah Loudermilk on injury reserve, but I'm talking more so of the starters, and most of the backups are really healthy. Obviously, the offense, they're still dealing with a little bit of injuries, like Kelvin Austin, and Will Howard's on injury reserve and things of that nature. Caleb Johnson's not really being used. But for the defense side of the ball, we're back. And let's see if we're really back. And this could be a great defense. Anyway, this is the end of this video, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. On the Steelers' fully healthy defense, do you think they could cause some damage and be a great defense this year when they're all in there? Or do you think it's just going to be another defense where they keep getting blown coverages, keep getting yards run on them, and they can't do anything? and that they're overpaid and they shouldn't be on the team. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this year's fully healthy defense. And also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis reports, everything surrounding this team. I have you covered all season long, so you want to make sure you stay tuned to this channel for all the updates. So, like the video, share the video, subscribe, and until the next video tomorrow, I'll see you guys all later. And that's it for me. I'm out. Peace.